Alright everybody, and welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at another brand new 2022 Max Santa's Hot Rod Garage, plus a bonus piece at the end. Let's get into it.
Bring in the holidays. You're watching Villages and More.
Okay, so Santa's Hot Rod Garage. It was released in 2022, and the SKU number off the top is 25863. Now for some dimensions, we have 8.27 inches high, 8.58 inches wide, and 5.31 inches in depth, so some decent overall size. Product type, lighted building, and it is made of resin. Now let's talk power. We have 4.5 volts DC, and it draws about 60 milliamps. So this would make for a really good addition on one of those multi-adapters. Now let's talk price. We have $74.99. Now, please understand there are coupons everywhere to be had, but the standard list price is $74.99. So that about wraps up all of the facts. Now it's time we take a closer look. So starting from the top here, there is already a lot to see. It has a beautiful green roof with a red trim that really sells this piece. There's also some snow up there and a chimney, but we are not far from the start of the show already. On the left-hand side, you are going to see Santa's Hot Rod sleigh, and it is very different than the sleigh we're probably all used to, but boy does it look like it's got some power. There's also a little sign in front of it that says test pad, so maybe he's testing out the new sleigh. And of course it would be elevated because it flies. On the right hand side of the roof, there is going to be a sign that says Home of Kringle's Customs. So kind of a, unique play on words there. A lot of the signs in the Lemax stuff is a play on words, and this house is no exception. Okay, now to one of my favorite parts of this house is the racing sign in the very front dead center. It changes like the LEDs kind of, run, if you will, and there's a flag on each side, kind of representing racing, but also the garage. It was a cool little technique, and it's kind of effective, to be honest with you. Now, as we start to move our way down, you are going to see the logo, the sign itself, Santa's Hot Rod Garage. Very cool, almost has like a, Coca-Cola feel, if that's I think that's kind of right, Coca-Cola. Santa and Coca-Cola kind of comes to mind when I see this sign. Really cool, very big. So it really fills in the size of this house, having that nice big sign there. Garage, the word garage, I think could have stuck out a little bit more, but nonetheless, it's very cool. They kept with the theming on the color as well. Notice there's a lot of red here, and it is Santa, so, kind of makes sense. So very cool. There's also a few other signs up there as well. There's like the North Star batteries, so the batteries that they use would be North Star, because North Pole, right? There's Blitzen's cams. There's also Holly engines with an S, sorry. So as you can see, a lot of play on words and very creative, I think. I like the puns, if you will. Okay, now as we start to move our way more towards the bottom, there is a lot to see here. This house has a bunch of detail, but also some hidden detail that we're going to cover as well. But let's start with the man himself, Santa and his hot rod sleigh. There it is. It's absolutely beautiful, very good size, and also it's hiding one of the hidden gems already. If you look in the back of the garage, there is a couple signs. Santa's Garage, CS Christmas Spirit Racing Fuel. By the way, I think I'm missing an A there, but nonetheless, that's what it is. But if you look from the other angle and look down, one of the hidden gems again is you'll see like some tools hanging on the wall. Now they're stickers, but they are there. So, and I kind of like this, the more you kind of get into this house and look at this house, you're going to see things that you didn't actually see when you just first approached it. So very cool garage. The sleigh's good size. Santa's good size. It's kind of scaled semi-correctly, I think, within reason. I think he's probably a little large in comparison, but look, all things considered, scaling, they got to fit it all in. I think they did a pretty good job. Next, I want to bring your attention to the left side of the house. There is a beautiful door with some nice detail. Also, it has a wreath on it with a little bow. There's a window with a lot of green trim, and also a sign that says LED Sled Specialist. So that's where you would go to get your LED work done. There's also a little ice cream cooler there, which is cool. And I honestly, if this place is in the North Pole, I don't even know that they need a freezer. But nonetheless, it was a cool effect. There's also a little parts bin as well, like, a barrel with some parts sticking out, a box next to it. As we move to the right side, there is everything from an elf to more signs, and even a little toolbox, which I wanted to highlight. I thought it was kind of cool. And actually looked scaled correctly as well, so that's a little bonus for you. Next, I want to bring you to the sides of the house. There are some very nice details in how they laid out the building. There's everything from brickwork to wood trim on both sides, by the way, that look very nice, and it's just enough contrast to kind of set itself apart. And of course, there's some windows as well. Now for the back. They did a pretty decent job with the back. It follows that same beautiful wood and brick theme, which I like. This is probably one of those houses that you definitely could float from any direction and it would still look nice. But there's definitely other houses out there that look way cooler from the back. But this is definitely not like some huge dropout from the backside or anything like that. It still has a door and some windows and stuff like that. But it is nice. But it's definitely not like some crazy highlight. But definitely no issues if you wanted to position it more in like a middle setting where people could potentially see the back. It's still no problem. Okay, so that is the rundown of the house. Now for the bonus piece that I promised. So this year, Lemax did come out with an accessory for the garage. And ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Cool Santa. That is right, SKU number 22139, Cool Santa. Very nice touch for a topper on this piece. Literally, he's sitting on tires, he's got the leather coat on, he is rocking, he is ready, he's got the wrench in his hand. Very cool. And look, if you're gonna go as far as buying the garage, right, the hot rod garage, you got to get the Cool Santa. It just goes with it, and if you're a hardcore collector, you know that over time, having the accessory with the house that it was for together only raises the overall collective value of your collection, right? So for those of you thinking long-term about it, it's really a good investment now because it's just cool. I don't know what else to tell you. I know it's a little bit of a pun on words here, but very cool. It looks great from the front and the back. And when you pair it with the house, right next to it, whatever, it's just a beautiful touch. So that is the bonus piece, Cool Santa 22139. I'm going to go ahead and hit the lights here so you can see everything and how it all goes together and how beautiful this place really is. This is the Santa's Hot Rod Garage. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. And as always, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and I'll see you on the next one.